Hey there everyone, Jason back again, and today I'm doing a little bit of an addendum, or I would say a final review of the Supaboy. So, what I have right here is the Hyperkin Supaboy, and if you remember, one of my very first videos was actually an unboxing slash review, plus like a little bit of an actual test using this guy. So, let me just say this. I think that in closing the first time, what I actually ended up saying is that the controls are a little bit odd. The quality of the screen isn't that great, and the sound quality isn't great. But it's nice to have a portable, like, Super Nintendo that I can actually take places and play games with. And the fact that it's a portable Super Nintendo console that I can take and plug into a TV relatively easily is pretty fantastic. So here's a little bit of summation. So it's been a few weeks, not a few weeks, but a few months since I actually did that video. And so what I'm left with now is a Super Nintendo that's handheld that, when I push the power button, does nothing. That's not to say that it doesn't work. Basically, the way that I have to get it to work is I have my little power cable here, and you'll see that the light actually comes on for the LED, and I can then push the power, and there you go. It actually is working now, so as you can see, it's playing a little bit of Super Mario RPG, which is currently the game that I'm playing. But I don't even play it like that. Basically, I've got here my excuse me, my Super Nintendo controller, and I play it with the Super Nintendo controller plugged into my television. It's honestly, it's kind of like a waste. Like, if I could go back in time and actually like unpurchase this thing, I would. The novelty of it wore off extremely quickly, and like the state that it's been in, like where I haven't been able to use like the thing as a portable system, it's been like that since I want to say like the first month into actually using it, which sucks. I mean, it's awful. I'm incredibly upset and depressed about it. Not really. I mean, honestly, I'm still using it. I'm still getting my money's worth. I use it for all my capture for the Super Nintendo, because it's easy for me to keep it next to me while I'm actually filming with the system. So it's not terrible. It's just useless. Like its main function that it has, being portable, it can't actually do that anymore. I need a power outlet. So if I want like portable gaming, I mean, that's what I have my 3DS for. And you know, there's my phone too. And on your phone, I mean, I can basically load whatever Super Nintendo game that I ever wanted to on there and just play it there. So I don't say this without like any sort of like corroboration on my on this sort of information here. Searching the internet for issues with the Supaboy levies a lot of reports of bad batteries, where the battery itself just doesn't hold a charge, or just the quality of the battery isn't there. But then I spoke to somebody else who was like really excited to have picked one up, but then like as I chat with them, they're like, oh, the controller, like, and specifically like just this part too, like it doesn't quite work very well. So it's a bit unfortunate. It's a very well thought out it's a good idea. It just wasn't put into play effectively. Granted, I said I think that I understand that it's not made by Nintendo. It's made by somebody else entirely. So my judge of quality like immediately goes from like way up here to like down a little bit. So I'm completely fine with the fact that it is a piece of garbage. But you know, this is more just one of those things that I want to clarify for people, that this, while it is neat and it does allow me to play games not on my television, just the quality of it and like how long it's going to last you, it's questionable. Because it's not like I'm extremely like mean and like nasty to my things. I've still got like old Nintendos sitting up there that work. So, and those things are almost as old as I am. So, don't take that as any judge of anything. It's basically just a bad quality system. And is this the only, you know, is there a guarantee that like if I got one of these again, would it do the same thing? And I'd have to say no. I'd say that if you got another one and you were extremely lucky, you could have it do whatever you want it to do for however long you want it to. And I feel like after a few years of use, it would probably start to deteriorate and, you know, eventually not be good anymore. But I think the honest issue here, like the biggest one, is going to be the battery. I don't know where they got the batteries from, and I think it's its weakest part. Build-wise, I think it's actually fairly solid. It could use a different speaker. It could use a better D-pad. And I honestly feel like if I was to even go in there myself, I feel like I could change that and make it better, just with my own limited knowledge. But the main issue is just the battery. And I might try to see if there's a better replacement for the battery out there, or if there's a way to sort of like fix it. But it looks like the battery's built specifically for this unit, and finding a replacement would be hard. Not saying that it doesn't exist, but it just might be difficult. But yeah, that's going to basically do it. I'm never going to say don't pick it up. I'm just going to say be careful if you do. Buy it with extreme caution. Because buyer beware, you definitely do get what you pay for.